Well, let's try this again, beautiful people. Let's see if this time YouTube won't cut my video. It'll be a short video, but it's to summarize everything that's been going on. I have another video coming on later on, but I wanted to end the other video. I will leave the link of the first part so you can follow it up. As I was saying yesterday, we were talking about treason and stuff like that, right? There was an act of treason, the Treason Act in the United Kingdom of 1917. Now, had they applied it to the Duke of Windsor, who committed treason, um, he would have been executed, but it wasn't applied. That's because they're always covering up for the royals. Now, it's very interesting because in a way, I'm glad that YouTube didn't allow to post me the rest of the video, because I got to see so many comments, guys. And please understand that I'm not putting these things out of my ass. These are actually websites from the UK Parliament. So people are still going on that Charles can't remove, the monarch can't remove titles. Harry is not a birthright. The 1917 letters patent from King George V basically revoked what Queen Victoria had said, that pretty much everybody was prince and princess. And he said, no, we're not going to do that. So he wrote a letters patent and limited who could be entitled to use the prince and princess and HRH title. But it doesn't mean that's automatic. It's not a birthright. I don't know why people keep saying that. It's not a birthright. So, but it's interesting. So I thought I'd share this because in what I was talking about, there was already a bill that was put forth last year, and I'll show it to you. And no, these are petitions. These are petitions that people sent in 2020 when everything was happening with Harry and Meghan. Remember that everybody was rage, everybody was angry, rightly so. So people were just upset. I was upset. So they were sending petitions to Parliament because some YouTubers were irresponsibly wasting people's time, telling, oh, send it to Parliament. It's not to Parliament. And Parliament responded, and this is directly, guys, from the website. Remove the titles Duke and Duchess of Sussex from Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. This is what they were going. And this says here, this petition was rejected. It's about honors and appointments. We can't publish petitions about honors and appointments, including asking for people to be given or have titles removed. In any case, the use of royal titles are a matter for Her Majesty the Queen and not the government or Parliament. I mean, and this is directly, you can see it here. It's right here. This is the petition for Parliament, all petitions. And if you've been following me for quite some time, you will see that at the very beginning, I also sent letters to Parliament. And I got the 3 letters out of the 4 petitions, out of the 4 inquiries that my friend sent. He got 3 letters back saying pretty much exactly the same thing, that Parliament cannot remove or bestow any royal titles because all royal titles are honorary. This is, and the monarch can do what as their wish. You know that Harry right now, the Duke title is basically hereditary. The next in line to inherit that title is actually Archie, a kid that is in the line of succession without any confirmation whether he was lawfully begotten or in order to be in the line of succession. So it's incredible. But he is, because Charles, the monarch, made it hereditary. And the reason why I can tell you that the monarch can do whatever they wish is because the Duke of Edinburgh, the current Duke of Edinburgh, the dukedom is life. It's only for life. That means that he won't pass it on to his kid, because the king decided, no, I'm going to give it to you, but it goes back to us when you die. It's not going to be passed on to your children. So the monarch can decide to do whatever they want to do. So this petition was rejected, and Parliament is saying here, in any case, the use of royal titles are a matter for Her Majesty the Queen and not the government or Parliament. This is not me making it up. This is me reading it to you directly from Parliament. what Parliament has said, why they can't do anything about any royal titles, styles, and dignities. This is why they go on, because people were quoting and were requesting that the titles be removed, all titles, prince and duke and everything, because he was a traitor. So they said that they're referring to this, and then they guide people. Go to the Titles Deprivation Act, which was made specifically for something that happened in First World War. And this is where we go to this other gentleman. This other gentleman, Bob Seeley, this is what he wants to do now. He wants, instead of starting a new bill, he wants to amend an existing one. And the reason for that, guys, I'll tell you why it's very upsetting. The reason why he's saying, I'm going to introduce it in 2 weeks, is because he's hoping, that's basically an ultimatum to to King Charles. Either you do it, or we will force you to do it, or we will do it and it won't be pretty. That's basic. That time frame, he's saying either you do it or we're going to put it into legislation. We're going to legislate your ass, because this has gone too far. Because let's not forget, and this is the part that I want to show you too, that there was already last year the Rachel Maskell, the Labor MP, she actually introduced a bill removal of titles bill, right? I was all excited, guys, because it got through the first reading and it was supposed to go on the second reading on November 22nd, right? So it's interesting, because as I was telling you about a month ago, I was talking to Pidina, and we were looking. We went through this, and I sent her the links because there was nothing there. There was no messages or anything. And Lord or behold, this is what's happened. The bill was killed on March 8th, but they didn't publish it until March 27th. And then they made it public on the 2nd of November, 2023, because that means they waited March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Pretty much. They waited 7 months to make it public to the people. And what is really interesting here is that on March 8th is when they apparently, from the monarchy, from what it's been told, because there's only two ways that this bill got killed. Parliament decided not to have any power over the king, because the bill was very simple, very basic, that they were going to put the paper that the king had the right to remove all titles, including peer titles, which are completely different. Non-royal titles are completely different than royal titles. This is why royal dukes and lords or whatever, they don't sit in the House of Lords and Parliament, because they're honorary titles. They're not real peers. So anyways, the bill was also to give Parliament the right to demand or request to the king, to the monarch, that the titles be removed. And this was killed. That was the most important part. This bill was killed immediately. It was killed on March 8th. And then they signed it, and they were all in agreement. And the final agreement was on March 27th, 2023. But oddly, Meghan Markle announced on March 8th, or March 9th, sorry, that her kids, her invisible children, were going to be prince and princess of the United Kingdom. Isn't that interesting? So it leads me to wonder, what the hell does Meghan Markle have on King Charles? I don't even think it's Harry. I think it's King Charles. I think it's King Charles, that she has something on them, or Andrew, or whatever. But it's not healthy, because the day before the bill gets killed, the next day Meghan Markle is announcing her kids are prince and princess. Two invisible children. So, and whenever they want to, they pass bills like this. When the Queen's requested to have, because bills are passed, or acts of Parliament are amended or passed either by the request of the monarch or Parliament, right? The monarch, Queen Elizabeth, requested in 2012, December 2012, to have the Succession Act amended, so it wouldn't be male primogeniture, but it wouldn't be male preferred primogeniture, and it would be primogeniture regardless of the gender. And this was requested on December 2nd or something like that. And in March 2013, the bill was passed. They didn't have to wait a whole year or anything. And then by 2014, I believe, or 2015, it was law in all the realms and the Commonwealth. So whenever they want to, they move rather quickly. Here, they killed the bill, and then they decided to publish that until, because as I was telling you, Pidine and I looked at this because we were talking about this, right? Because somebody on Quora had posted that the king had given it its royal assent. And here you can see where it goes through and everything that's there, right? It was killed. And it was updated November 2nd, 2023 at 3:48. And I believe that Pidine and I were looking at it at the end of October or something like that, or I think November 1st or something, because that wasn't there. We were looking and we were going through it, and I sent her the link. Okay. So I sincerely hope, guys, that Mr. Bob Seeley is going to have more luck. It's going to be luck, he's going to have more luck than what they've been doing, because there's a lot of shady business going on here. We have that, Bob Seeley, MP, who really believes Harry and Meghan are behind Scobie's race claims. This is what we were talking about yesterday. We need to strip the Sussexes of the royal titles. Okay. So when he says in the next couple of weeks, now suddenly we have that Charles is meeting with Prince William for crisis talks, because Charles is relieved that Harry didn't attack Camilla. Harry and Meghan didn't attack Camilla. He's relieved that they didn't attack his darling wife. But, Prince William is not happy because Meghan and Harry are attacking those two people. She's like, that's an accusation. That's not an attack. That's an accusation based on gossip and lies. So there has to be an investigation, because this is, for example, if let's say that somebody in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is accused of racism and bullying and all kinds of that gets investigated. So this is a smear that's not going to go away, because from now on, whenever you look at racist in the United Kingdom, the name of the Princess of Wales and Charles appear. They pop up. They really do, guys. So it is incredible that this has been allowed to escalate so much. Remember when I told you Meghan Markle is never, ever, ever going to stop unless she is stopped? There's absolutely no way in hell. And it's incredible because all the reporters are running with her narrative. Instead of saying these were accusations, Omid Scobie, with his bad perm, is talking as though it is a fact, that as though it happened, as though that crime happened, because it is a crime. It is a crime. People go to jail for that. They get suspended, they lose their jobs. It is a crime. And Harry, as I said to you yesterday, he's committing felony treason, because felony treason is anybody who tries to intercede with the good governance of the monarch, or, try to, and this is, Harry's been doing this, because how can the king, the monarch, be an effective ruler if he's accused of racism? Let's not forget that the Commonwealth is multi-ethnic, multiracial, place. So Harry is interfering with these false allegations of racism, with these false accusations of racism. This is a crime, so it has to be addressed. But it's incredible that people still, say, oh, there's nothing Charles can do. Of course, Charles can do a lot of things. He's the monarch. The titles are up to him. So in many ways, Bob Seeley is giving him 2 weeks to take action. And if we look at it, I believe that Harry and Meghan are still part of the royal website. Let me just verify this really rather quickly for you, because I might be speaking out of my ass. So let me just look at this one, and I'll tell you whether they're still part of the website. The role of the royal family. And these are the members of the royal family, right? The role of the royal family, members of the royal family. And the role of the royal family is members of the royal family work together to support the king in his official duties. So the people that are going to be listed below are the people who are supporting the king in his official duties. So let's see if Harry and Meghan are there. I haven't gone there after this thing, right? So maybe they're not there anymore. Nope, they're still there. So my question is, what does Meghan have on King Charles that is refusing or allowing this abuse to go on? So it's going to be interesting, because now his hand has been forced. And I think now he's dealing with William, and William is not going to put up with this beautiful wife who's done so much. She's a mother first. She's a mother first of three small children, but she's being vilified because she's a great mom and at the same time a great representative of the United Kingdom and the Commonwealth. And she's being vilified for that. The only one who's keen here, Meghan Keen, is Meghan is keen and desperate to be relevant. There was an article where it says that Meghan felt that she had more right to speak than Catherine because she had made it on her own. She was a self-made woman. A self-made woman screwing her way to a D-list role, in a D-list supporting role in a B or C-list cable show filmed in Toronto. It's not a self-made woman. She doesn't have millions. Where are her millions? Why are we only talking about Harry's millions? If she's a self-made woman, why isn't she working again? Why doesn't she go back to acting? I mean, what do you beautiful people think? And if you like the video, guys, please don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Tomorrow, we're going to have a live on Sean Atwood's channel. I'm going to post the link with the thumbnail. So it's going to be fun. So yes, I mean, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Please leave me your thoughts. What does Meghan Markle have on that? Do you think that Charles is not going to allow to be humiliated by Mr. Kelly? I mean, are we really thinking that the major consequence for Harry and Meghan's undoing is the fact that they're not invited to the wedding of the year next year? Are those really the most heavy consequences? Why are people focusing oh that it's going to be hard for them not to be invited to the wedding? Really, that's really what people should be worried about, instead of saying that. Never mind, Hugh Grosvenor, thank you for correcting me in the pronunciation. People are still going that they think that's the biggest punishment because Harry's best friend is not inviting him to a wedding. Are we really looking at that instead of saying that this should be properly investigated and this investigation should not stay within private palace because we need to verify and clarify? And now we have Omid, who's been caught lying again because he did write in a manuscript what he wrote and sent to the Dutch thing. So, I mean, it is really, really terrible how things are. But why do you think? Do you think that this all could have been prevented? How do you think this could have been prevented? How do you think this will be stopped? Please leave me your thoughts, beautiful people.